What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spring 22 Demo Day for 500's Global Accelerator Program. My name is Amit Bhatti, and I'm a principal with the 500 investment team. This is actually the 9th demo day I've had the pleasure to be a part of, and I'm really excited for you to get to see the fruits of all the work that our founders have been putting in over the last few months. Now, if you want to get more information about any of the companies as you're following along, you can always go to 500demoday.co. That's 500demoday.co, and you can see links and more information to all the companies presenting. Before we get started, I'd also really like to give a shout out to all of our network partners whose support for all of our programs and founders are critical to making sure the Accelerator program happens. Next, we're going to hear a few words from Christine Tsai, the founder of 500 Global, to lead us off.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our 2022 Digital Demo Day. I'm Christine Tsai, CEO and founding partner of 500 Global. I'm excited to have all of you join us from wherever you're tuning in. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge the tragedy that has been escalating in Ukraine. It's been truly devastating to hear from the 500 Ukrainian community. We at 500 stand with them. We stand with Ukraine, and we hope dearly for their safety. 500 has made a donation to the Global Giving Ukraine Crisis Relief Fund and will be matching our team members' donations as well. In the midst of this tragic situation, I'm heartened by the courage, perseverance, and compassion that I've seen, especially in our Ukrainian founders and the global community in standing with them. Together, we remain steadfast in our ambition to drive innovation forward. At our last demo day, I shared how 500 has expanded our investment scope, aiming to support founders from that initial first check all the way to the last check into their later stages of growth, as well as closing our largest fund to date. Our new brand, 500 Global, reflects this vision. We've also continued to prioritize helping our companies integrate ESG standards to help them not only scale sustainability, but remain engaged leaders driving positive impact for their stakeholders. We also recognize that to uplift communities and foster innovation, we must have representation from all demographics and backgrounds. At 500, 5% of our founding teams identify as Black, 12% identify as Latinx, and 26% are women. We believe being open about our progress is a step in the right direction and a good way to hold ourselves accountable. On that note, I'm thrilled to introduce you to the 19 companies presenting today. They're building amazing products and services in fintech, crypto, Web3, future of work, consumer, and digital health. On behalf of the 500 team and our companies, thank you for your continued support of our founders and for tuning in today. I'll now hand it over to Amit.
Thanks, Christine. So just like the last few, this is a fully virtual demo day, but we think you're going to find a little bit different experience this time. And that's thanks to our partners at Stonks. We're excited about this because it's our first Global Accelerator demo day using the Stonks platform. And we're excited not just because they're a 500 portfolio company that we're very proud of, but it's also a completely different experience. You're able to access much more information about the companies as they're pitching, and you're even able to make live investment commitments. Now, to hear a little bit more about how it works, it's my pleasure to introduce John Hancock, co-founder of Stonks.
Thank you, Amit. And thank you to everyone attending today. I'm John, co-founder of Stonks. We're so excited to be hosting the 500 Global Demo Day today. We've been looking forward to it for months. So I'm here to quickly tell you about how to use the platform. This is a live investment platform, and the startups that are pitching today are raising now. So the first and most important thing to look at is at the bottom, you'll see a progress bar for a fake startup called Goober. Okay, so use this startup to practice on, and keep in mind that all the startups you see after Goober are real. Okay, so go ahead and click the Invest Now button. That's the most important button here. That indicates that you're ready to invest in the startups that are pitching today. So each startup, you'll see their information on the bottom there. You'll be able to click Invest Now, and that founder will be alerted that you are ready to move forward with your investment. Now, if a startup is pitching and you think you might like to invest, but maybe you should just speak to the founder first, you can use the Get Intro button, and that will do an automatic email intro between the two of you. Now, that is a little bit less likely to get your money into the round because these are very hot rounds, obviously, you know. So committing to invest live is the best chance you have to get into these hot rounds. So thanks so much for practicing on Goober. Everybody else is real. Let's get the show going.
Thank you, John. Without further ado, let's get into the pitches. As is the 500 Global DNA, the pitches you'll see today are from founders from all over the world, and we've grouped them by industry vertical. From here, I'll leave you in the capable hands of my colleagues Leonard and Yingji to introduce each of the companies, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you, Amit. It's my pleasure to introduce our first group of companies. We'll start with fintech. Here, we'll hear from companies like Yofio, Stubo, Mirza, Clockster, JinglePlay, and Tartan.
Hi, I'm Alberto, CEO and co-founder of Yofio. We provide business financing to unbanked Mexican neighborhood stores. I already have a close to 9-figure exit under my belt. Let me show you why Yofio is going to be a 10-figure exit. First, it's a huge problem. 2 million neighborhood stores that generate $14 billion in sales still have limited access to business financing to replenish inventory or invest to grow their stores. Why? Because 90% of their sales are in cash. So neither a bank nor an SME business lender's underwriting model can actually predict how much they sell or what's their risk level. Yes, this is a tough nut to crack, but our numbers show we're cracking it. We have close to $60,000 in recurring revenue that's growing 48% month over month. And lending is easy, but we can lend and make a profit. Why? Because our loss is under control and below 10%. This gives us a healthy 77% net interest margin. Now, why can we do this better than anybody else? Because we've created a simple model that takes pictures and videos of the store and its inventory and can calculate its true sales potential and risk of closure. We then issue a simple revolving credit line with just interest that's approved digitally. Why have we been able to do this? Because we have an exceptional team. I started Banco Purament in Dominican Republic, then invested and was Chief Revenue Officer of Yellow Pepper, a mobile payments pioneer acquired by Visa for close to 9 figures. The rest of my team has had top roles in major banks and fintechs in the region. So join us in this journey. Let's export our model to the rest of LATAM so that we can reach 20 million stores that generate $140 billion in sales. That's why this is a 10-figure exit. Thank you.
In the US alone, the independent work economy is worth $1.2 trillion. But there's a fundamental problem. Most of these workers are not financially independent. In fact, more than half of them are not satisfied with their earnings. They are worried about income volatility. There is no stability, a lack of transparency around work opportunities, and very little financial education. This leads to poor financial health. And that's where we come in. Stubo is an AI-driven platform that helps independent workers choose strategically the right short-term work opportunities near them. Stubo assesses our users' needs and capabilities. We then connect to the work account to better understand their earnings. And our machine learning technology uses those data to make the right recommendations to help them earn more. We also offer our users a bank account to help them save money by offering discounts based on their work activities. So Stubo helps independent workers earn more and be financially savvy. Our users average up to 40% in income uplift from independent workers who do not use our platform. We released our beta version last year in California, and we already helped 12,000 independent workers. In fact, they've earned close to $10 million by following our insights. They are also depositing their paycheck into their Stubo bank account, and we're seeing a growth of 71% month over month of overall deposits into the Stubo cash. Our team is built for that growth. My co-founder and I have extensive AI and financial experience by working at Google, Max Planck Institute, and Goldman Sachs. Our vision is to build a world where anyone can find opportunities to meet their financial needs. Let's build the future of work together.
The cost of childcare is one of our highest budgetary items. Mirza tackles that head-on, revolutionizing how employees afford care, saving companies millions, and for one of America's largest retailers, a $90 million problem. In most of the country, childcare costs more than rent. This forces families to make a choice. Someone has to leave work, dual incomes become single, parents who would work forgo $35 billion in income, and each year, this crisis costs employers $4.4 billion. Solutions like Care.com have solved access, but the number one issue in care is affordability. To unlock financial security tomorrow, we need care today so we can work. It's a macro cash flow problem. Mirza is a cash flow-based solution. We offer a zero-interest, care now, pay later benefit for employees. For under $10 a month to employers, we unlock affordable care. Employees can stay at work. And for that nationwide retailer, that's an estimated 20% reduction in turnover. That's why even though we're in beta, they're expanding with us to cover hundreds of thousands of employees. With Mirza, the 24 million families who rely on care in order to work would have greater access to financial health. And for companies, retention, a present engaged workforce. So much of the care ecosystem shares the same cash flow problem, from camp to senior care, and we need them to work. Mirza's structure solves for this, and we're uniquely positioned to build care into the future of work. Mel and I have built at fast-paced companies like Uber and Amazon, and we felt the limits for caregivers. For too long, costs of care have fostered pipeline problems, but no longer.
$1,100 B2B clients with a total of 60,000 plus employees, 70% month-over-month growth rate. Hi, my name is Yerjan. I'm a CEO and co-founder of Clockster, the employee-centric fintech platform for undigitized businesses. Over 100 million blue-collar workers across Southeast Asia lack access to financial services. Take, for example, in Indonesia. With the average monthly salary of $250, workers are living from paycheck to paycheck, causing financial distress and thus affecting their engagement and productivity. On top of that, over 60% of population are unbanked. For more than 65 million small and medium businesses that employ these workers in the region, over 80% are not using any digital tools for their operations. Clockster provides an employee management platform that allows these SMBs to access HR tools for free acting as a distribution channel to these millions of workers, to whom we offer different financial services, such as earned wage access, insurances, and even a job finder. Our growth has been through monetizing the millions of transactions made on our platform by blue-collar workers. As of Q4 last year, we launched in Southeast Asia with a primary focus of Indonesia. To facilitate our growth, we launched a partnership with Brankas, a regional and leading payments platform. Me and my co-founders have done this successfully for a large corporate in Central Asia in the past. All this experience that we gained is helping us to build the most advanced employee-centric fintech platform for millions of people. And we are backed by strong VCs such as Quest Ventures, 500 Global, and I2BF. We are Clockster with 1,100 B2B clients, 60,000 plus employees, and 70% month-over-month growth. My name is Yerjan. Thank you.
Imagine your life without a bank account. Well, that's a sad reality for 268 million people in the MENA region and Pakistan. Majority of the working class expats send back 70 to 80% of their salaries back home using cash with high exchange rates, lack of transparency with exchange houses charging backdoor charges, costing sometimes up to 20% of the amount being sent home in fees. The lower segment of the young adult working class population are left with alternatives using cash and salary cards because banks are not servicing them, because they're earning below minimum balance requirements. For those who can open an account, the paperwork process is cumbersome and it takes weeks. We brought together a seasoned team who specialize in the domain to address this problem. Our team comprises of senior executives coming from the leading exchange houses, money transfer operators, leading regional banks, consulting firms, hedge funds, and leading fintech startups. My name is Amir, the founder of JinglePlay, a digital banking app simplifying financial services. Our customers now will be able to open an account within 1 minute. All they need is a smartphone and their ID. Once they're registered, they'll be able to send money faster and up to 21 times cheaper than the traditional bank. Now that's cheap as chips, but that's not all. They also have 99 less problems with 99 more currencies all in one card. That means when they travel home, they can spend in the local currency and save money on exchange rates. Now, since we opened our waitlist, we received over 4,000 users pre-registered already, with conversion rates going up as 15%, and we dropped our customer acquisition cost down to $1.8. We got regulated, launching in the UAE and Pakistan in the coming quarter. We also received over 16 million in committed revenue from global leading strategic financial partners. Our business model consists of subscriptions, float income, transactional revenues from sending remittances and card payments. We also raised over 10 million from top regional banks, blue chip payment companies, and leading international VCs who had backed some of the largest neobanks in the world, like N26. So join us and let's change lives one bank account at a time. Thank you.
Providing a valid proof of income and employment is usually a tedious process for a majority of workers in India. These workers often miss out on getting mortgages or line of credit due to lack of income and employment proof. My name is Meet and I am the co-founder at Tartan. We enable businesses to collect income and employment data from the source. Our solution is one of its kind, and within 7 months of starting operations, we are working with some of the biggest clients like TransUnion, HDFC, and Tata AIA. We are growing at a rate of 57% month on month, and with our transaction model, have already booked millions of dollars in future revenues through these enterprise deals. The problem is, financial institutions find it hard to collect their customers' income and employment data from any accurate source system. So they rely on alternative sources like bank statement transactions and credit card statements to estimate their customers' income. Again, due to lack of innovation, these institutions rely on paper-based verifications like pay stubs and tax return documents. This usually leads to fraud and bad customer experience. At Tartan, we have built data connectivity with payroll systems. Our white label solution allows businesses to collect work and income data from these platforms. All of this happens with the customer's consent and in less than 60 seconds. This set of source-based data allows financial institutions to underwrite and disburse a loan much quicker. Our team has known each other for more than 8 years and is led by our CEO, Purament, who was a former banker. I operate as the COO and was a former banker myself. Manas is the CTO and has been a serial check entrepreneur. In summary, we are India's first and only payroll API provider, working on a mission to build a fairer financial system through the use of payroll data, and are already working with some of the biggest enterprise customers in India.
Welcome back. Up next, we'll hear from startups working on the future of work. Please welcome Phase, Infuse AI, Sitetrace, and Talani.
Hi, I'm the founder of Phase. Phase is no-code for professional UI/UX designers. Think Figma or Sketch, if these tools could actually export complete working code. We've attracted a waitlist of over 25,000 designers, despite our company being in stealth, because we have a unique solution to a very big, very hard problem. If you look at other creator tools, they all work the same way. In an image editor, you can export images. In a video editor, you can export videos. Even in a very complex medium like CAD, you can export a complete working CAD model from the tool. It's only in UI/UX where this is not the case, where users cannot create nor can they export complete working interfaces. This limitation is due purely to the history of how incumbent tools were built. There is no intrinsic limitation in UI/UX which prevents us from creating an editor where a designer can create a complete working interface and export that to production-ready code. But this specs and handoff paradigm is what incumbent tools are locked into, where designers do not create the end result. They actually create specifications and hand off and go into meetings back and forth with engineers trying to get an end result. And millions of users pay these incumbents up to $45 per month per seat for tools that do not accomplish the work a designer needs to accomplish. It's time for a paradigm shift away from specifications and handoff and into a world where designers can create complete working interfaces in a visual no-code tool that fits the way a designer thinks. We've been building design tools for nearly 10 years. I'm a repeat founder in the space. My previous product is now owned by a stock photo website and serves roughly 2 million users a year. Phase is the outcome of nearly a decade of hard work. We've built a team of nearly 20, including executive leadership from some of Asia's top engineering teams. We've raised 4.5 million so far from some of Europe and Asia's top early stage funds. Thank you.
Did you know most AI projects take 3 times more than necessary to reach the market? Hi, I'm CL for Infuse AI. We manage the complexity of AI workflow seamlessly, so your AI investment can focus on really solving business problems fast, which is how we doubled our customer base in the past 6 months. Most companies need more than months to put an AI model into production. This lost time to market costs billions, also causes model to be outdated. To bring an AI project into production, there are many manual steps with hundreds of tools to choose from. That makes every AI project different, even within the same company, which means one automated process cannot be easily replicated to another project. For example, one of our banking clients with a data team of over 100 people reported spending half of their time on repeated and manual work, which cost them over $500,000 per month. By connecting all the existing point solutions through native integration or APIs, our technology allows teams to seamlessly use tools like labeling, visualization, and monitoring without manual integrations, cutting model deployment and update time from months to hours. Our SaaS solution enabled the banking client referred to before to work on over 20 AI projects simultaneously, achieving $500,000 in saving. We have been growing 13% month over month, addressing the $700 billion market of AI infrastructure software. We also have partnership with major cloud and chip vendors, and we are the founding member of the AI Infrastructure Alliance, with 20 companies working on delivering a modern canonical AI stack. I've been an open source developer for 20 years, pioneered in distributed version control systems. My co-founder is a serial entrepreneur who successfully exited his previous company. We are revenue generating and growing, and we help companies achieve faster time to market and make more money. We are Infuse AI. Come join us and deliver AI solution at lightning speed.
How would you pour $160 billion down the drain? Well, I'll tell you how it's done in construction with 2 words: material procurement. Hi, my name is Mehul Kulkarni, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Sitetrace. We make material procurement easy and error-free. The problem with material procurement is that it's extremely error-prone. From non-compliance of building codes to paper-based ordering methods, contractors today struggle to accurately procure material. In fact, 70% of job site delays are caused by material procurement issues. And the impact of these delays? $160 billion lost every single year. That's why we built Sitetrace. Sitetrace is a modern material procurement platform that works like bumper rails. Our solution removes the possibility of a gutter ball by taking a proactive approach to procurement, incorporating building codes and ensuring completeness to catch errors before they derail the job. Our mobile-first solution enables contractors to order material from anywhere with greater speed and accuracy. And contractors want Sitetrace. Since launching 3 months ago, we've hit 5x customer growth. And these aren't small-time contractors. Their average material spend is over $30 million per year. My co-founders and I have experience in construction management and software engineering at companies such as DPR Construction and Amazon. We met several years ago at Stanford University and have built several successful construction technology products together. We know exactly what works and what does not for this industry. We're Sitetrace, and we're making material procurement easy and error-free. If you're interested in solving this $160 billion unmet need with us, contact me. Let's explore what we can build together. Thank you.
I'm sure that we all agree that the lack of tech talent is dramatic. Only in Latin America and the US, there is a 10 million unfilled job opportunities. We're truly facing a global, cross-industry, and a matter of survival challenge. We're solving that problem. Hi, I'm Domenica, CEO and co-founder of Talani. We are the platform that helped Latin American tech talent to 2x their salary working for a fast-growing company. Our product has been so well received that we have grown 35x since the pandemic started, achieving a 2 million annual run rate. All of this with amazing unit economics, gross margin above 80% and LTV over CAC above 5. Our product is unique. We're having a vetting and upskilling approach where we select, train, and deliver the best candidates for the companies that work with us. This way, we're not only focused on the top 5% of the region, like everyone is doing, but we are partnering the other 95% so we can help them effectively get a job by upskilling, building a unique supply, and this way generating a very defensible moat. My founding team includes experts and ex-founders in the edtech, tech recruitment, and technical world, and we've been able to attract a very solid team, coming from companies like Rappi, Mural, Urban, Michael Page, and other top companies. Who we are in Talani, we're solving a painful problem in the tech industry in the right moment. We're growing so fast, 35 times since the pandemic started with solid unit economics. And at the end, we're targeting a $25 billion opportunity today. Thank you very much.
Next up, we have the consumer group. We'll be hearing from Propagate, Adapt, Renown, and Funway.
Hi, I'm JD Jernigan, CEO of Propagate Brands. We acquire, grow, and exit e-commerce businesses. But did you know that 90% of Shopify brands are generating less than $1 million a year in revenue? Lenders and acquirers are only interested in established businesses. Banks will only lend to traditional companies, and private equity firms are only interested in companies that have already scaled. Before we dive in, I'd like to share with you a bit about our momentum. Since starting Propagate only a year ago, we have acquired a majority equity in 6 brands, generating a total of $2.7 million in revenue, all for $0 down. We are now in active due diligence with 17 more brands. We project that we'll be able to grow and then exit these brands for anywhere between 100 and 125 million over the next 3 years. So what problem are we solving? As I shared with you, 90% of Shopify brands generate under $1 million a year in revenue. Combined, these entrepreneurs are generating over $157 billion worth of value into the economy. However, these brands are not able to secure traditional capital with the banks and investors. They have a hard time scaling their business and even harder time growing to the point of an acquisition. Our solution is to acquire these promising companies early, grow them, and exit them to our existing acquisition partners. Our business model works by first securing acquirers and then securing funding. Today, we have partnerships with acquirers like Moonshot Brands and Nolk, as well as with lenders like Sellers Funding and 8Fig. Our amazing team has over 75 years of collective e-commerce experience and having helped notable brands ranging from Unilever to Barnes & Noble. We have helped manage over 100 million in ad spend and 500 million in website traffic across e-commerce brands before we came together to build Propagate. In summary, we've acquired 2.7 million of revenue. We're currently deploying $0 to acquire 51% of companies, which keeps us extremely capital efficient. We currently have 17 additional brands in active due diligence, which represents an additional $25 million of revenue.
$10 million small businesses in emerging markets are already selling through social media. But very soon, it's going to be 100 million. To grow fast, they need online stores, but they don't have laptops. Nowadays, everybody has a phone and 4G network. Hi, we're Adapt, easy to use online store builder from your phone for social commerce. It works very simply. Once you upload the product catalog and enable the payments, you can now link with Instagram shopping-like accounts and start selling through social media in minutes. Once you've learned how to do it with Instagram, you can now do the same with any popular social commerce app in your region. Adapt empowers you to become omni-channel retailer. It takes almost 2 months for regular merchant to become professional online retailer. Adapt boosts them to do everything just in 2 days. With one-tap solution in payment, orders, inventory, and integration management. We've just launched 3 months ago, and more than 400 merchants actively using Adapt, receiving almost 5,000 orders monthly. Our total merchants GMV is almost 100K, and we are growing 30% month over month. Our business model is $7 monthly subscription, and 0.5% from merchants who enable the mobile payments through Adapt. We have a right team to build it and grow. I personally spent 7 years in mobile banking. My co-founder has a solid experience both in fintech and the SaaS development. And we have a team of professional 8 folks who are working on our product. I'm Dos, we are Adapt. If you're interested in us, email me. Thank you.
Brands are spending billions to appear as green, and yet 8 out of 10 consumers don't trust them. Do you? As fashion is polluting more than aviation and transportation combined. And so, you see, consumers are demanding for sustainable products, but for brands, there's no easy way of actually proving it. No reference points lead to greenwashing. My name is Iris, and I'm introducing you to Renown. We're the trust enabler in a new era. We are building on an opportunity of 130 billion in sustainability and fashion. We aggregate and verify product level data. From 10 million items, our algorithm picks the 1% very best based on benchmark criteria and automatically assigns attributes to each single product. Then, in our community-driven app, consumers can select what they care about and easily find information on products and brands that would otherwise be impossible to. A great product attracts brands, retailers, and platforms, and monthly active users that have been growing 30% month over month. Since we introduced subscriptions for brands to get verified by Renown, 73% of the brands are paying us. But brands and consumers aren't the only ones looking to have product information that is verified on sustainability. There's a big market in e-commerce that wants it too. I've worked in tech projects that are global and complex at Nike, Tommy Hilfiger, and Calvin Klein. And my co-founders and I have known each other for the past 5 years, complementing one another in sales, marketing, and tech. We are Renown. We have the tool, the team, and are growing fast. I hope you come chat.
Think of the billions of dollars that's spent each year on poker. You think that's big? Nah, that's nothing. Mahjong is 10 times bigger, and you're not a part of it yet. Mahjong players are facing the same kind of problems that poker players faced previously. It's not like you can play poker by yourself. Poker figured out that with online games, live tournaments, media and entertainment, they feed each other and they drive the flywheel of growth. Mahjong needs to do the same thing. Introducing Mahjong Masters, where we're merging tradition and technology to modernize Mahjong. Following the successful poker model, we are building and integrating online games, live tournaments, media and entertainment to power our flywheel and generate revenue. We air weekly on an international sports channel, and our sponsors include GoPro, Red Bull, Therabody, and Devialet. The Mahjong community has already embraced our solution. We've cumulatively generated over $500,000 in the past 6 months, and we're growing at 25% month over month. Hi, I'm Calvin Shu, founder and CEO of Funway Esports. I built the world's #1 most profitable market for poker stars. I've been a part of 3 exits, and I have extensive industry experience. Dennis is a D2C communications expert. When the experts and investors did the analysis, including 500 Global and the co-founders of Twitch, Playdom, and Guitar Hero, they all agreed Mahjong Masters is going to win. You might have missed out on your opportunity to join the poker boom, but don't miss your opportunity to join me on an even bigger network with Mahjong. I'm all in. Do you call or do you fold? Let's go.
Hello again. Up next, we have startups working in digital health. Let's hear from Simone Health, Purament, and Twin Health.
PCOS. 400 million women suffer from it for up to 4 decades. It's a common condition hiding in plain sight, affecting every part of a woman's body and brain. And it takes many forms that you've definitely heard of, like infertility, obesity, diabetes, anxiety, and depression. The healthcare system just isn't structured to handle it. Care is episodic. Patients get 20-minute doctor visits and textbook answers. And doctors themselves are frustrated that they can't do more. 3 out of 4 women are unhappy with the care they receive. That's why we built Simone, chronic disease management for the whole woman. Streamlined 24/7 support that plugs into existing care options. For the patient, Simone is a companion, giving complete support between doctor's visits. And for the doctor, Simone gives patient education and drives behavior change. Doctors love us because we go deep where they can't, and we replace textbook answers with patient-centered care. We can do this because our healthcare team has deep expertise in this condition and first-hand experience living with it. And users love us because for the first time since being diagnosed, they feel hopeful and in control again. That's why we shot to the top of the App Store within weeks of launching and are growing 30% week over week. We'll partner with self-insured employers like Google to offer this as a health benefit to their female employees, preventing infertility and diabetes before they become a problem. And we'll graduate from PCOS to the rest of the women's chronic disease market, a $300 billion opportunity by 2030. We need more than medical advances. We need to reimagine the way we deliver care. And it starts with Simone.
Hello everyone. Let's pause for the next 5 seconds and just take one very deep breath. My name is Martin Becerra, and Purament is the meditation app for the Hispanic world. It became the best rated app in the category with more than 500,000 downloads. And this started because we found 2 particular challenges with the meditation habit when using our apps or services. The first one is that the journey can be uncertain. Maybe you sometimes want to ask questions because you are not sure about doing it right or not. And the second problem is that we need social support to motivate ourselves with a healthy habit. So we build the app and people love it because it feels personal and close. They have access to top quality meditation training that is cultural tailored with teachers from many countries. People can access to weekly live sessions, ask questions, and interact with other users. All included in a premium service with a $20 a year subscription. So we have demonstrated product market fit with more than 7,000 paid users from 50 countries and growing at 25% month over month. We targeted a market estimated at 7.5 billion and a remarkable increase in awareness about the topic. And this opportunity is only possible with a purpose-driven team and the right experience. My brother Nahuel, Juan, and I had more than 30 years of combined experience successfully building and growing digital products in Latin America. So we do have the advantage for building the next mental wellness unicorn. Thank you.
Metabolic disease is responsible for 4 million early deaths in the US. Hi, I'm Dr. Wareed, CEO of Twin Health, and we provide software that automates MRI analysis for early disease detection. We started building our product 2 months ago, and we already have a working prototype in clinical testing pilot with 3 leading MRI clinicians in the UK. We have partnered with the largest academic science center in the world, UCLB. We have 3 LOIs and 8 more in the pipeline. Metabolic disease is hard to detect because current physical examination don't detect it. An MRI is required for holistic detection, but the process is far too expensive. And the reason behind that, although the MRI hardware is modern, the MRI software used in the space is the same since the 90s, meaning slow MRI analysis process take up to 6 hours, leading to a costly examination up to $10,000 per scan. But now, there is a solution. Our software provides an automation of MRI analysis that allows the early detection of diseases. And by automating the MRI analysis, we're dramatically reducing the cost. Our business model is a B2B business model in a market size of more than $3.5 billion. There are 3 main components in our journey. Showing the relationship between the MRI and the early detection of diseases, building the AI model, and having it in actual hospitals for training. And we have validated each one of them. In 2020, we published our results on the MRI relation. In 2021, we built our proof of concept AI with 99% accuracy. And today, we have our working prototype in clinical testing. Our team is myself, I'm the CEO and founder, and I have a PhD in MRI analysis for early disease detection. Jamie, our CTO, has helped build and exit an AI image detection company before. We came together to provide this software that allows the automation for early diseases detection that could save up to thousands of lives.
Our last group of startups are working on Web3. It's my pleasure to introduce Vsauce and Vega Labs.
Water to human is just like working capital to a business. 82% of SME globally eventually run out of business because they run out of working capital. For context, there are currently 200 million small businesses around the world. In the US alone, 8 million businesses run out of cash within 30 days. The traditional financing model is hard to deliver due to the difficulty of verifying the authenticity of transactions. This process takes up to 6 weeks and even gets rejected in the end. At Vsauce, we have built a working capital management SaaS embedded blockchain to address this problem. Our platform helps businesses verify supply chain transactions. Compared to the typical 90-day payment period, businesses can now receive cash in just a minute. We use blockchain to verify transaction data into a trusted asset, and also leverage a high liquidity USD stablecoin as a real-time payment. After launching the Vsauce platform this quarter, we have already processed over 2 million worth of transactions globally. Our clients include the largest electric vehicle company in Taiwan, as well as global suppliers and buyers in the fashion textile industry. We've grown 3 times in this quarter, and we are just getting started. 43 trillion of working capital is tied up in supply chain on any given day. We are a team to capture it all. Daniel is a serial entrepreneur with a successful startup exit. Wei and I have extensive experience in corporate finance and fintech product planning. It's a supply chain fintech revolution, so come join us to liberate working capital in supply chain. Thank you.
Pull out your phone and look at your investment apps. You likely have at least 4 apps a day to manage your investments. If you invest in crypto, probably a few more. Now, if you're investing in assets across DeFi like NFTs, staking, lending, and more, you can take your phone and put it away because you can't do it on mobile. Instead, you're stuck with an experience like this. Hell no! Investing in assets like these are only getting more and more mainstream and a part of what we call the modern portfolio. We expect to see 3 times as many new investors this year, with over 1 billion people investing in the modern portfolio, yet we still don't have the basics to scale DeFi past the power user. Instead, we're left with an investing ecosystem that's fragmented and complex, causing us to lose money and miss new opportunities. We're solving this at Vega Labs with Roy, the only mobile-first solution and one that takes a Web3 and UX-first approach focused on simplification and unification. With Roy, we own the modern investing journey, from tracking to discovery to trading, swapping, staking, and more, and the latest opportunities in one place. Since we're brokerage agnostic and non-custodial, we support every investor today with 0 switching cost. And by supporting traditional assets, we're giving every crypto-curious investor the easiest on-ramp onto DeFi. My co-founder Chip and I are really good at simplifying complex experiences for consumers. And we've done this together for years at places like Airbnb, scaling products to millions of hosts. As of today, we're currently in a closed beta supporting over 12 chains and 1,000 brokerages. Thanks to our unique experience and background, we've been able to accomplish this in less than 2 months. We're currently working on bringing transactions natively onto our platform to help us monetize and have a massive community excited about our product. Join us in building the home for the modern investor. Thank you.
And that brings us to a close for our Spring 2022 Demo Day. Thank you again to all the founders for showing us a glimpse of the future. If you want to partner with them, remember that their investment deal pages will be closing in 5 days. Also, we'd love any referrals to that next generation of great founders. If you're an accredited investor in the US, feel free to join us in our 500 VC investor-only community. Thank you again to all the founders, our network partners, and the 500 family for another wonderful Demo Day. See you again soon.